Welcome back, everybody. This is Trekyards. He's Commander Cockings.
And he is Captain Foley.
And I'm super excited for this one. I want to thank Terry Metalis for being awesome. Why I don't know why I'm excited about this one.
But Stuart, such a well done. He's well done on so many things. Like the list, where are we at in the list, Stuart? Because it could be many things. Is this a big special thanks, or a normal special thanks, or an extra special thanks, or a life-changing special thanks, Stuart? Tell us what we're doing today and why on earth it's real important to Mr. Captain Stuart Foley, Ontario, Canada, Trekyards, Earth, 2022.
It was all of those special thanks, all the ones you listed, life-changing, everything like that. Because in the dark days, when there was no new Star Trek, the only new Star Trek we had were books, manuals, games, things like that, fan-created stuff. Franz Joseph had a technical manual, which he actually worked on it with Gene Roddenberry, so it was kind of semi-official. And in that book, there were multiple ships. There was like the Saladin-class single nacelle ships, destroyers. There's also Dreadnought, 3 nacelles, the Federation class. And I absolutely adored the Federation class ever since I first saw it as a kid. It was my go-to, want to be on that ship. And it's never been represented in Star Trek because Gene Roddenberry and Franz Joseph had a bit of a falling out right before the motion picture. And the starship design rules were created, which kind of discredited everything that Franz Joseph did in the technical manual. But anyway, here we are today, and being asked for this for multiple years.
Multiple decades.
In some form or another, we finally got some recognition of the Franz Joseph technical manual, and not just that specifically, but more specifically, the Federation-class Dreadnought. 3 nacelle Dreadnought in Picard. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. There you go. Did that sum it up pretty quick?
Did you even see it? Because I this was almost going to be a surprise one if you hadn't seen it.
It's a funny thing. I saw it's like a split-second frame, and I saw it, and I'm like, ooh, is that like a Constitution class model? All right, cool. I'll go back and look at that just to make sure. Completely forgot to do so. Then I got presented with this because Samuel went through and got stuff for us to talk about, which is awesome. And I'm just now super, super, super excited. Yes, my brain saw it and saw the shape and went, like it. This is a Constitution class. Got to go check it out. Sure enough, it was a Federation class Dreadnought in an actual licensed Star Trek show.
And this is one of those ones where it was actively told no. Star Trek Online, Eagle Moss, both were told you cannot do anything from that book. Despite all of us knowing the book for our entire, the Stopia are nearer my age than yours, have known about their entire lives. We were not expecting this. Now, clearly, they then forced through some rights to get to use it, otherwise they're paying, or they might get sued or whatever. They had to now work out with Franz Joseph's family to use it, pay them some money, etc., for a tiny reference that's tiny, that you barely can see. But I mean, we both know the shape so well. That is undeniably a classic refit, a TOS era, Dreadnought. No ifs, no buts. There's the first shot. There's a render of the equivalent design. Here is it as it appears in the Franz Joseph. And it is, they're all TOS era kit batches in essence. But this one had the most sort of flair, the most differences. And then here they are together. And there's a side view. It's very, very, very minimal is why I include it at the end. But I mean, we know it, you know it, 100%. So Franz Joseph has been re-brought back. And also to note, in this sequence, so they're at Guinan's bar, Guinan's somewhere else doing something else, and they're selling merch as a way of making, I guess, money, even though it's a bar on Earth, whatever, for Frontier Day, and that's a celebration of Federation history. And the joke being there's lots of Edward D left, because people in the bar audience say it's too fat, because that is a common complaint of fans. The sauce is too wide, too fat, put over the ship. That's a funny in joke. There's also a very slight Sagan class, like you can see the bottom of its nacelles, and this. That's it. That's the 3 ships. They're all the Eagle Moss or Eagle Moss variant style ships. That's it. And in fact, it is, you can see it's on an Eagle Moss stand. I mean, they obviously would.
I just want to say that. The irony is, it's on an Eagle Moss stand. We were asking for this from Eagle Moss, which they couldn't do because it wasn't officially licensed. But it's on an Eagle Moss stand here.
To match the other ones, because Eagle Moss is now, their stand's now Canon in Star Trek. But that's it. That's it. It was given super specific. Let's go do it. Now it feels a bit like a 3D print to me because you can see the imperfections in the shapes. They're not. It's not beautiful, crisp. It kind of almost feels like a single tone, like goldy. It's not like an Eagle Moss legitimate, real, beautiful mass produced. If they made that custom for this thing, it's simple. You can kind of feel it, but it's there. Dimensions.
And that's the great thing about it. The fact that it was custom made to be put in here, and it wasn't just whatever's on your shelf, grab it for this scene, quick. It was one that was specifically because like we said, Eagle Moss never made it. It was never mass produced like that. There are model kits and stuff that you can get of it, of course. But yeah, my goodness.
I mean, there's no denying that is what it is.
I'm so excited about it. I'm too excited about it. Wow. Canonized, finally. Terry Metalis.
And this isn't like the Instagram logs where it's licensed official material, but it's not on screen, and that is the definition of canon. Actually on screen. And it could have been like a blueprint or a render. No, it's actually a three-dimensional representation.
Well, here's where the argument comes in. Maybe it was a theorized ship that was never actually made in the real world, never actually flown, but they made a model of it for Frontier Day. But
a limited edition run of concept ships.
Yes, exactly.
From 160 years ago.
But still canon in the design, the 3 nacelles, so.
Yeah. No, I saw it straight away. I had to go back, and I was like,
And you're like, Stuart's going to love this.
That's what I thought. and you always look at anything from the TOS era nowadays in Trek saying, how are they going to change it? Because one person on the team said, we want to change it. And most people underneath them said, that's not a good idea. Or they thought that because fans aren't going to like it. And then it goes through anyway, etc. This is such a true one-to-one that it's like, how the hell did it get through, you know? How did the real faithful canon, because Picard Season 3, maybe that was part of it. Maybe that was even part of this episode, was to show so many branches of canon. On the poster for Frontier Day and XO1, we don't see that almost ever in the modern Treks. It's not ignored, but it's barely shown. The Rachel Garrett, another bit of canon. There's so much little bits here that kind of come together. This was like another sense of, I'm going to make this real. I'm going to bring it in, right? Boy, what a thing for the fans.
I'm just wondering if it was one of Terry Metalis' favorite ships when he was a kid too. Because this is something, if I was showrunner, that I'd be putting in this kind of capacity as well. So
yeah, throw Joseph's son money. Right, great. Yes. We've now got it.
If you adored this or just started talking about it and our enthusiasm for Star Trek, please hit that like button and consider subscribing if you're not already. Subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell icon so you don't miss any of these uploads where we point out this very detailed, nitpicky stuff, because, well, nitpick's the wrong word. We're Trekkies, and we absolutely love everything about the shows, and we want to break it down and show you guys the stuff you might have missed because, you might not have seen it. So that's what we're here for.
And if you're new to Trek and don't know the importance of this design in the grander side canon story, this is a great, an additional, as I say, that this team are so respectful of the fans and the fandom to include something like this. Just like the next refit being on Picard's desk in the flashback of Season 2. Things like that are huge, right? But yes, of course, if you want to see what we do here, continue. Support us on Patreon, PayPal, join the channel on YouTube, or super chats on any of our lives, on any of our topics, or just come say hi to a random one. We always love that. Also with thanks on any video. So if we do 10 videos and you say, hey, 3 of them are freaking super love, then you can say super thanks and give whatever you want. It always helps. Thanks in advance.
Yeah. Until next time, he's Commander Cockings.
He's Captain Foley.
The only thing that would have made this better would be a Foley class. Just saying.